parents of young and wonderful children. In about a decade of raising your children, you must have realized how challenging but satisfying task it is. As parents, we are always careful of providing our children the best of everything: education, nutrition, behavioral training, hobby cultivation, and so on. We try to be attentive to their needs and make sure from our end that nothing is missing. But how often do we actually sit with them to seriously talk anything about understanding and managing finances? Ideally, it is our responsibility to schedule conversations around money with our young ones. It was a different time when we were children, and taking decisions related to money matters were some things limited to the father or the grandfather. But today, the children are smarter, quicker, and better informed than we were at their age. The current young generation gives the parents an opportunity to make up for their mistakes that they committed when they were their age. Let us watch Mr. Ganesh Prasad teach his son Raghu the ropes of financial well-being through simple conversations.
So, tell me, Raghu, how was your school today?
It was good. How was your day, Papa?
Usual. Peaceful.
Papa, when am I getting the video game I told you about?
That depends on you. You just have to do one thing for us. I want you to make 2 lists. Make a list of everything that you want for this month, and make another list of everything that I spent for in the last 2 months.
But Daddy, what does it have to do with the video game?
Isn't your video game going to be on one of the lists?
Yes.
See. Very good. But I see you have left out a lot of things on the list too. For example, you forgot about all the fuel that I bought throughout the 2 months for our car. Similarly, electricity, phone bill and internet bill. They are also purchases and hence amount to the expenses. And then there are ice creams, chocolates and movies. But that is okay. These are the expenses that you don't see directly, so it is easy to miss them. Now let us talk about the list of things that you want. Can we rearrange them in the order of highest priority to lowest priority? I see sunglasses as the most important thing here, as it will protect your eyes while riding the bicycle. So let us bring it at the top. Now coming to the other things. If you get both a video game and a guitar, how will you divide your time between the two?
I will play video game only on Sundays.
Okay, so you agree that it will find use only 4 days in a month. That brings us to the guitar. You don't know how to play guitar yet. It is uncertain whether you are going to enjoy it or get bored of it in a while. I have an idea. Let us send you to guitar classes for a month. You will learn the instrument and will also become certain of your liking for it.
That sounds fair. I didn't think of it like that. What about the superhero jacket?
Well, you have plenty of jackets already. Superheroes keep coming and going, but the jackets you have will serve you until you outgrow them in size. And about roller skates, let us focus on one hobby for now, which is guitar.
That makes sense. But why did you ask me to make a list of all the things when you are going to get me only one? It makes me a little sad.
It was to make you realize the difference between need and want. Need is constant. The sunglasses will always be a thing of need, but our wants change according to our emotional and social state. Needs should be fulfilled with priority, as they are important for survival, whereas we can easily live without fulfilling our wants. In fact, going after wants can land us in financial trouble. Find out the prices of all the things on your list that we deprioritized and look at all the money that we saved today. Together.
Wow!
So, Raghu, can you tell me what all you have learned from this conversation?
I learned how needs are different from wants. I also learned that spending on needs rather than wants can save a lot of money.
That's correct. Hi, Raghu. How are your guitar classes going?
It is difficult. It has been a week and I haven't learned that much.
Patience, son. Patience. Remember the list we made last week and learnt about needs and wants?
Yes, it was wonderful. I even discussed about it with my friends at school.
Good. Want to make another list?
Only if I'm getting something at the end of it.
We will see. Make a list of shoes from your favorite brands. Compare them in the terms of price, comfort, durability, and style. You can read verified online reviews to compare their utility.
Right away, Dad. Here's the list. I choose ABC as it lasts the longest and is the most comfortable.
The others don't look any less comfortable. 8 out of 10 is a good score, wouldn't you say? And comparing ABC and GHI, you are paying 1500 rupees extra for 7 months. Isn't that disproportionately expensive? Also, you have to consider that you're growing, son. Your feet size is growing. It probably might not fit you after a year. So I suggest you choose GHI.
That makes sense. I didn't see that.
Son, this is called a well-thought purchase. And you must do it with every product that you buy online or offline. These small steps will lead to big savings. Now tell me what you learned.
I learned that before buying anything, the factors like utility, price differences, durability must be considered. Otherwise, we end up spending more for no reason. These new shoes are really good.
A well-thought purchase is always good, Raghu.
It is amazing to have this weekly conversation. I want to know what are we talking about today.
Glad to see your interest rising here. Today we shall talk about time. Your grandfather lived in a different time. I grew up in a different time. And this, right now, is your time. Your grandfather went to a school which was in another village. No means of transport, just long walks to and fro. And he became a school teacher later. Can you guess what his salary was?
20,000 rupees a month?
It was about 3,000 rupees a month. And with that money, he raised me and your uncles, gave us all a good education, bought some properties in the village, and even saved enough to never be dependent on anyone. He used to deposit a certain amount in the post office savings the same day he got his salary every month religiously.
It's unbelievable.
The money spent on his education must be so little that he can't even remember. Multiply that by 10 times and that's the money which was spent on my education. Multiply this by 30 times and that's the money that will probably be spent on your education until you find a job and get settled. See how the time changes, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
But true. It's called inflation. It's not just the education cost. Everything, from groceries to traveling to all other commodities, keeps getting pricey as the time passes. So can you imagine the amount of money you will require to raise and educate your child?
It sounds alarming.
Well, nothing to be alarmed. It will all be smooth if you plan your finances well and consistently. And that's why we have these conversations, so that you learn to manage your personal finance at this young age and never suffer in your life.
I am so glad that we have these conversations. I also think we should go to see Grandpa next month. But first, let me tell you what I learned today. I never knew that everything will keep becoming more and more expensive as the time passes. So if I don't plan well for future, my life will be difficult. Then I won't be able to afford a lot of things.
Correct. I'm so proud of you, Raghu. So, Raghu, here we are. New week, new thing to learn, right?
Right.
What have you learned so far is very important, and I hope you replay those things in your mind so that they stay there. Today we are going to learn about budgeting. Budgeting, in simple terms, means allocating certain amounts of money to predetermined expenses. What do you think should be the first step in budgeting?
To know how much money is there in total.
Correct. Once you know how much money you are going to get every month, you can plan your expenses and savings accordingly. Like your grandfather did. Like I do. It is wise to keep a part of the total amount every month for savings. Then you look at the regular expenses while wisely identifying the needs and wants and prioritizing the needs over wants. While purchasing anything, always try to get the maximum worth of your money. Keep an eye for season discounts in newspapers, signages, TV ads. When you go to a shop, always check the MRP on the product and ask the shopkeeper for a discount on the MRP. Go to different sellers to get the best price and bargain. and make all this a habit while shopping. This will save you some money every time you shop. And with all the saved money accumulated over a period, you can buy something on your own and make me proud. How does that sound?
Sounds like budgeting is fun.
That's my boy. Now tell me what you learned.
Well, budgeting seems to be the most important part of financial planning. It can prevent over expenditure and results in big savings.
Correct. And as the saying goes, money saved is money earned.
That was the duo of Mr. Ganesh Prasad and his son Raghu. With their weekly conversations on money matters that touch the topics of needs and wants, mindful purchasing, inflation, budgeting, and bargaining. They showed us how small efforts can lead to big results. We are sure you would wish to have started yesterday. But don't delay anymore. Talk about money to your children. Start today. We are glad you have watched this video and hope you have decided to talk about money to the wonderful young minds. On a parting note, we have exclusive videos for grown children who are in college or have just started their professional life or are about to join the corporate world to help them become financially prudent. It is titled Starting Out. Do not miss that video. And lastly, these videos are made with the purpose of educating the citizens on finances in order to create a financially aware society. We hope you play your part in spreading the knowledge. Share these videos with someone who can learn from them. Thank you and have a great life.